What is going on, everybody? Fucking happy Monday to everybody. Hope everybody had a great, safe week. Hope you all enjoy your weekend. And happy fucking Memorial Day to everybody. If there's anybody here in the chat that has a friend, a family, loved one that has served our country and that's, served our country, in the military, etc., etc. Make sure you extend a thank you to them. I personally thank them and send a thank you from me as well. I do not have video on my computer. Okay, so guys, there's been some issues that I have addressed in the last episode. So if you did not catch last week's episode, I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Today you may be completely fucking lost. All right, you're gonna be completely lost today. Okay. And it's gonna be a great episode, a special episode, because we all know that I am very anal about having guests on my show. I will not have a guest on my show unless if there is a point to be proved, something to take and learn from it. That's what this show is all about. We learn in so many different areas. We explain and talk very openly about numerous different types of situations. Okay. And having said that, my guest is a very close friend of mine. So I would like to bring her up on the screen if we can. And she don't have video, guys, just so you guys know. She has no camera. Her name is Scully. But you guys will be able to at least hear her audio. So, having said that, Scully,
What's up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Can everybody in the chat hear Scully?
I'm using my kid's headset because mine broke again.
Don't worry about it. Scully, I appreciate you being here. And
Well, thank you for having me.
not only welcome to the network, but welcome to Unboxed Thoughts, Season 2, Episode 9.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, Scully, before the show had aired, we had some conversations on how we would like to do this show and explain certain things. But one thing that we did not do is discuss exactly how it is going to go. So, guys, you guys are all in for fucking something today. This episode is, no different than any other episode. We are just going to go off the fucking fly. Okay. And, what comes of it will fucking come of it. So last week, I had put out a public apology to a particular somebody. Okay. And to an extent, I meant every word of that apology. It involves a particular person that is here on this network. So if you don't know, you don't know. But we are going to just dive right into this. Okay. So, Scully, what's up?
Another day in paradise.
Just another day in paradise. I
Just
hear
another
you.
day in paradise.
Okay.
Yeah. So, how do you want to start this? I've never done a podcast before.
Yeah. So, and this is the reason why we talk about things before a show airs. But I just want to start from the very beginning. Okay. Where would you like to start off on this?
I mean, the beginning sounds good.
Okay. So, guys, about 2 weeks ago, there was an event that had taken place. Okay, and we all know, okay, we're all not dumb here in this chat. One event usually leads into another, and then usually another, and then another. Okay. So, with that event happening, okay, and like I said, I'm gonna say this again. If you did not catch last week's episode, you're gonna be blind to today's. All right, because it's kind of a hand in hand episode. Um, so what happens, or what do you do when a particular person, family member, loved one, comes in contact with a predator? Okay. And when I say predator, guys, okay, usually the first thing that comes to mind to everybody is a sex offender, you know, molester, okay, something along those lines. But what do you do, or what happens when this particular loved one is being mooched off of from a particular individual, or if this particular individual is taking advantage of a particular person or people you may know? Okay. And what if this predator just happens to slip through the littlest fucking crack that you leave them and end up with that person that you genuinely care for? Scully, we have come into this type of situation, have we not?
We have.
Okay. Um, do you want to address this situation and just remember uh, what we talked about?
I just want to start off by saying that this can be triggering for some people. So if it is triggering for you, we apologize in advance. Stick around, hang out. If it gets too triggering and you need to leave, we understand.
Right.
But a very, 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 very dear and precious person in my life has been hurt. Um, I don't even know how to begin this without trying to not break down myself. But there is a person that
It's
we
okay.
all know
Just
very
be
well.
yourself.
There is a person that we all know very well. Um, everybody knows the people involved. We're not going to say the names. But my very good friend was used and manipulated by this person. Um, he abused her dogs, even though she cannot prove it. She knows for sure that one of them was at least abused. He would kick the other one out of her bed at night.
And one of these dogs just so happens to be a service animal too, correct?
Yes, he would kick her
Okay.
service animal out of the bed every night, and she needs that service animal to sleep. Um, we are going to refer to him as CJ. We're not going to give him power. We're going to call him CJ. That is going to be his nickname. That way, you guys know who I'm talking about. um. Anyway. So yes, he trashed her house. He did not pay for anything while he was there visiting her. Um, there are other details that I don't know if she would like me to fully share, so I'm not going to, unless I have her consent. But he's a monster. He was also texting me. Um, he was supposed to come to my house after her house, and I put a stop to it because I financially cannot afford to basically house somebody, and I knew that I would have to pay for the hotel myself, and
Yeah.
I have bills of my own that I need to get caught up and that I need to pay. Um, so I told him that it wouldn't be a good idea and that we would all just meet up in July because we were all planning a quote unquote family trip to the beach with myself and him and his best friend and my best friend that he went and visited. We were going to have like this huge week in Texas, and we were going to have fun, and his friend was going to pay for the Airbnb, and it was just going to be this huge awesome trip for my friend who's never been to the beach. It was going to be like her birthday bash, and we all agreed, yeah, cool, all right, well, we'll meet up then, right?
Right.
um, but he is now claiming that he has only spoken to me twice ever, which is bullcrap, because he was literally picking out jewelry for my boobies
Just
because
so
I
you
got my
know,
boobies done.
Scully, I'm just gonna interrupt you real quick. You can let the feathers fly here.
Yeah.
You can fucking cuss as much as you want.
All
Let that
right.
shit out.
Sorry. I didn't know if I needed to be sensitive. Anyway,
No,
he
absolutely not. Let that shit fucking fly.
he was
This
picking
is
out jewelry
unboxed
for
thoughts,
yeah.
baby.
He was picking out jewelry for my titties because I got my nipples pierced for my birthday, and he'd asked if I, because of course I sent him pictures because I'm stupid.
Yeah.
And he had asked me if I had ever changed them. Hang on, give me just a second, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. While she's just taking her moment, I see some returning people. In third episode, maybe guys, welcome back in. I deeply appreciate you, and obviously my regs that are always up in here. Welcome back, guys. I love seeing every single one of you guys. I know some of these things are probably going to be triggering to some of you. Okay, but I think it's a good conversation that we should all be having, just due to the fact that if there is ever a time that you guys ever come in contact with some something like this, um, you ever end up in this situation, um, et cetera, et cetera. Um, Hopefully, this can be somewhat of an eye opener to you guys. Scully, are you off the phone yet?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, okay. So
Sorry.
go ahead.
They wouldn't stop calling. So, but yeah, just to show you what kind of a liar and a narcissist this person is. He literally told his new fling that he has only spoken to me twice ever, but we talked all the time up until I guess he started realizing that he was going to go visit my friend, and then I didn't hear from him for a while. But it just not too long ago, actually, while he was talking to his new fling, um, he had, I guess I had looked tired or sounded tired or wasn't feeling good, and he asked how I was doing, and I was like, "Well, my entire body hurts," and he's like, "Well, I give good full body massages, but you don't talk to me.
Right.
You're offering to give me a full body massage, but you don't talk to me." And you've picked out nipple jewelry for me to help change my jewelry because I'm afraid to change it and want to go to the tattoo shop to have her do it, but you don't talk to me. You've talked about the things that you were going to do to me sexually, but you don't talk to me. That's cool, my guy. That's cool. You do you, but we all know the truth. Because I'm not the only woman. I am one of very many that he has gotten naked photos from. He has sexted. He has made false promises to, and then ghosted.
Right.
um, he gets what he wants out of you. He even called me his sugar mama. Or, I'm sorry, he called me his sugar Scully when I sent him $35 for um, Whataburger a couple weeks ago. So it's like you don't talk to me, but I fed you while your sister was quote unquote out of town and left you with no food because she's ratchet. But that's cool. That's cool, my guy. It's cool.
Right. So so you're not the only one. He's has it been like friends of yours and like other people that you know as well?
Yes. There's a dear friend of mine that I actually stopped talking to because of him, because he manipulated me into stopping talking to her. Thankfully, she did not allow him to come into her life like that. She said that he tried the same smooth talking with her, wanted to come visit her, wanted to take care of her, wanted to do all these things for her. And she's just like, yeah, no, I'm good. But there have been several women who have come forward on the platform that we are all a part of, who have all shared the same stories. They've sent him money, they've sent him nudes, they've sex talked with him. He's talked about coming to visit them, and then they don't hear from him anymore. And it's just like he has used and manipulated so many women out of money. Women have spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on him, whether it's been on TikTok gifts or sending him money when he was homeless in a hotel, or just buying him groceries or buying him dinner.
And Scully, I just want to real quick for the audience, if you do not know this, okay, on the social media platform TikTok, okay, when you send an X amount of gifts, okay, as a content creator, there are two ways that you guys can cash these gifts out. You can either A, cash them in and have them transferred to your checking account, whatever the case is that you have, and it can be cashed out for the actual money. Okay. If you do not choose to do that, you can always cash them out to get coins to distribute to other content creators within the platform. Just in case you guys are not aware, okay, these are the two types of ways that you guys can cash these out. And in this particular person's type of case, what he's doing is he's using these women with all these smooth talk that he does, uh, manipulation, mind games that he likes to do, and he's basically using them for money. So, Scully, if you can just keep going.
He's also using big time creators for clout and money as well. One of our favorite creators who has my best friend's back in this entire situation, and has completely outcasted him and his new partner. We're not going to name his name either. Um,
No, no names.
he has also sent him lots of money to help him fly or to help him get headphones. So I mean, it's not just women that he's manipulating into getting money out of. Um, he this To let you know what kind of a narcissist and a red flags and piece of crap this guy is. He has two kids that he does not see. One he has not seen in 8 years. The other one he literally moved closer to. He was a block away from his child's school and did not see her, or sorry, see the child. I don't want to say the gender. Did not see the child. Had one block away from the child's school and did not bother to see his child once. He does not have a job to avoid paying child support. He does not have he has to move around a lot so that way the attorney general does not find him and serve him with papers and arrest him for not paying child support. He is a serial cheater. He cheated on one of his baby mamas while at a music festival after she gave birth to the child and left her stranded there with the new
So
person.
he wasn't even there for the birth of his child.
I don't know if he was there for the birth. I can't attest to that. But I do know that when they were both at the music festival together.
Okay.
But he cheated on her at the music festival with some rando and left her there. He cheated on her several times to the point where she finally said screw it and cheated on him, and then she turned into the bad guy in his eyes. But he is a serial cheater. He is a manipulator. He is a liar. He is a narcissist, and he is a con artist. And there is no telling how many more people he has conned out of money and places to stay and sex and everything else. And we fear that the person he is with now, which he has manipulated, she turned her back on us after we told her everything and showed her proof. We're all pretty sure that the only reason why he chose her as his next victim and made her believe that he was in love with her and got her to come pick him up from Vegas, even though he had a plane ticket home. Let's make this abundantly clear. He had a plane ticket home. He was not stranded in Vegas, everybody. Whatever he told you is bullshit. Okay, he's a fucking liar. He had a plane ticket home. He had his manager con this woman into believing that he was stranded and that my friend ruined his life and reputation and needed to be rescued.
And along with that too, I also want to point out too, because when we were having this conversation and stuff like that, not only did all these women come forward, but There was also a gentleman involved too, correct? Whereas to it wasn't so much as money that was involved, but he just maybe used like these women like for their friends as well. And there was a particular person too where he manipulated into taking his music as well.
I know that he's done a lot. Oh God, he screwed over a lot of people. He has stolen people's music. He has manipulated and used people in the past. He's screwed over his own best friend. Like his own best friend has nothing to do with him and has revealed all of his dirty secrets. So, but yeah, I don't remember the full details on that one. Somebody else would have to answer that. But there is an old manager or old partner or old something that he screwed over and stole music from. But there's
So
also other
there was
people.
two males involved as well that you know of.
There's been multiple males involved. He uses his current manager right now to do all of his dirty work, and then he, from what I'm my understanding, last time we heard, he hadn't heard from him since he got to where he's currently at now.
Um, so having said that, okay, like this is my question because we've got a minute and a half before we go to break. All right. So actually, you know what? Fuck that. Let's take the break now. Okay. That way we'll take the break now. We'll get it done and over with. And then we can go right into my next couple of questions because this is some heavy shit. And also, if you guys look up in the chat, okay, there is a question up there. I want to know exactly how everybody in this chat right now watching this show, how do you guys feel about this particular type of situation from everything that you have heard so far? And we want you to be dead honest, okay? Nothing sugar coated. So while we take this break, chat, answer that question, okay? And we will be right back right after these messages. God, I fucking love that song. This shit amps you the fuck up, man. I'm telling you. So I seen in the comment section before, somebody had asked, what is um, what is this story about today? As I said before, if you did not catch last week's episode, you're gonna be completely blind to exactly what is going on here today. All right, but to just catch you up to speed, this is about if you were to ever come in contact with a predator who likes to manipulate, whether if it's women, whether if it's men, to use them for money, to use them for any type of sexual content, to any way that you can take advantage or abuse an individual. Okay, that's what we're discussing today, and we are we are thankful that we actually have a guest on the show today that is basically telling us her story along with um Blaze. Not in the comment section. I we got this. So yeah, if we can please just pull Scully back up.
Hello,
What's up,
everyone.
Scully?
What's up?
How are you?
I'm here.
Good. Uh I'm over here getting chewed at because you don't gotta go. Listen, this is how I do it. I have to backtrack everything. That's just the way my mind works. All right. I think you forgot to say woman, men and women. Women do this too. Listen to me. Everybody, anybody can do this. All right. But we're talking about one particular situation right now. And then I say on every episode, every situation is different. So if you watch my show every week, then you should know. So I haven't said that. Scully, I need to ask you,
Mhm.
okay, with all this going on, okay, have you and these other women and men, uh, what are you guys doing to try and like take care of the situation? Were there any cops notified? Was there any type of restraining orders or something like that put on this particular individual?
Not to my knowledge. But if the shit continues, there will be charges pressed. I can tell you that much.
All right. So this person, okay, and I think this is very important for everybody to know because you need to be careful on certain type of people who you come in contact with on social media. All right. No matter how much people, whether if you love Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, etc., okay, you just never know when you're gonna come in contact with these particular type of people. And me personally, Scully, I've said this since episode 1. You know what I mean? And like when I think of shit like this, you know what I mean? And I'm a father of 3, and they're all boys, right? And it's fucking crazy because it's almost like, I never wanted my children to be on social media from the freaking get-go, and then, just to think that, to see this experience happening to somebody that I personally know, that just makes me as a father keep my guard up even more because like this is some serious shit, and to know that there's, you know, numerous people out there doing the exact same thing that this one particular individual is doing. It's fucking scary. You know, um what is it that, like, what would be your goal for the outcome of this particular situation?
I mean, I my goal is to save as many women as possible from this. Men included, because he's getting these male friends and he's like making them feel bad for him. Um,
Right.
but like I hope that we can save everybody from him and that one day he gets put behind bars because that's where he deserves to be. That is where he
Now,
deserves to be.
this individual that this person that we're talking about now is with, has anybody tried to have any contact with her
We did in the beginning.
at the
Um,
beginning? Okay.
yes. So at first, no, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be honest. At first, we were afraid to talk to her because exactly what is happening right now. This is exactly why we were afraid to come forward to her and let her know the situation because, women, and I know all the women in the comments can back me up on this. We do not trust other women, especially exes or, previous flings or whatever. When they come forward and tell us something, we automatically assume that they're just jealous that they've moved on to something quote unquote better. You know what
Right.
I mean? One second.
Absolutely.
Sorry. I just had to take a moment. Um,
Yeah, no problem.
what was I saying? My ADHD forgot what I was
Welcome to my world.
saying. Squirrel.
But
Ooh, something shiny.
yeah, squirrel moment. Yeah. Oh, my Douglas is over on the other side of my room right now. I don't feel like going to get, but yeah. So, yeah, don't be nervous, okay? This is what this show is all about, okay? It's to look at, different situations and, to see what people are going through, and just to let you know that, you guys are not alone and you guys always have somebody to reach out to, okay? FFN Radio Network, especially Unboxed Thoughts, we're a safe haven for anybody to come and talk about anything that is going on. Um, so having said that, Scully, um, I had asked you if you had any, uh, because you are a victim of this particular person. This other person that he is now involved with, I asked, has anybody had any conversations with her or reached out to her?
Yes, I do remember where I left off now. So yeah, the whole, women are afraid to come forward because we're always going to be painted as the jealous ex, or, so his ex was going to be painted as the jealous ex. The other one was going to be, also painted as the jealous ex, and I would have been just labeled as the jealous one who didn't get chosen, even though I'm the one that rejected him.
Right,
you
right,
know, but anyway, so we were afraid of talking to her, and my friend had spoken to somebody else that we all know and love, and he actually reached out to her on our behalf and was like, hey, you need to listen to these girls. So we all got into a phone call on Instagram, and we revealed everything and let her know that we did have all the screenshots and that multiple women were coming forward, and she seemed so upset and so distraught that she wasn't going to go pick him up, and she blocked him on everything, but she kept his manager because we all knew why. She kept his manager unblocked so she could still keep in contact. She wanted him to know that she was hurt, but she wanted him to, she wanted to still be able to be let in. That's all part of the manipulation.
yeah. And you know what? That's another thing I wanted to bring up, Scully. He had his manager involved in
Hmm.
reeling these men and women in, correct?
Yes.
That's fucking crazy.
He had his manager manipulate her and come up with alleged evidence that our precious, sweet victim, our sweet, precious little one that we love, that she was lying. And we know that she's not lying because we have all the evidence and the proof that we need. But they came up with fake evidence, um, and alleged text messages that she had texted him on Tuesday, which we all know is not true. We were on the phone with her. All of us were, most of us were in on Discord with her when he was calling and texting her, and she did not respond.
So
Um,
you have these. I'm sorry.
no, go
So
ahead.
you have these text messages. You have the screenshots from numerous different individuals.
Hmm.
Okay. You have receipts you've
Lots of
mentioned
receipts.
before.
Yeah.
That show this particular. What is holding everybody back
I even
from
have one of
from
her own
notifying?
moderators, Snicks. That's the best part. One of her own moderators that she cherishes so much, who has become a problem in all of our communities. I have her in her own words saying that she was also involved with him and sending him and his manager money.
So my question now is, where does it come in? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. What is holding everybody back from gathering together and notifying the local authorities on this situation? Yeah, I mean, you guys have the text message, and I just want to let everybody know right now. I've seen them. Okay, I'll just let that out. Know I have seen them. Okay, so what is holding everybody back from doing it? Is it a particular individual? Like, is it one of the particular victims themselves? Is it two of them? Not one. Is it fear? Like, what is it? Explain that to me a little bit, if you
I
have
don't
the
know
answer.
because I don't really know if we would have a case though. Like because what would we have to prove? Because at this
Okay,
point
so
it would be
you
like a
have
he said she
messages,
said thing.
screenshots, and receipts. Right. But wouldn't you think, like, if you have the screenshots, the text messages, and receipts, it's no longer a he said, she said. It's just like,
Yeah.
he did. And here you go. Anything that you may need, I got it for you right here.
But the problem is we don't know where he is. We're not going to be able to find him. So even if people did band together, how are we going to prove where he is?
Right. So,
At most, we can get a restraining order on his new woman, but we can't really do much for him because he hasn't actually physically came out and said anything to anybody that we have evidence of. Unless people screen
so
record him talking crap and mentioning her name.
allow me to ask you something. Okay. And obviously, you know, you would have to consult with the other victims in this situation. If I were to provide you with an address, would you guys be willing to take this to the next step and at least get that restraining order for, for each of you individually?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't need a restraining order. I'm fine. I'm and unlike the other girls who, feel like, they're more unsafe, I'm a badass bitch. And it's not even about not being a badass bitch. I give zero fucks. He's spineless. He's a spineless little fucking piece of shit weasel, and he's
Mhm.
not going to come here. He doesn't even know where I live. So I don't care. Come at me because guess what? I don't give a fuck. I just want to protect the girls who actually need protecting, and I want to be their advocate, and I want to be here for them when they need me. I want to be that support that they need because I am a victim of sexual assault and domestic violence. And um, I've never spoken about that. One day I will. But I want all you women in here to know that you do have someone that you can talk to, that you can reach out to. I am here. I am a good listener. I've been through so much shit.
There is
Nothing
a
you can say
reason.
is going to harm me. Yes, there is a reason. I don't have camera on my computer. Talking on my computer is way better than talking on my phone. But
Yeah.
I am willing to help all the women who want to press charges against him press charges. I myself, I've deleted all my text messages. So I mean, I don't really have the good juicy shit. But a lot of the juicy shit was done on Snapchat too, where he would do the voice messages and then stuff would be deleted after 24 hours. So a lot of us don't really have a lot of good evidence to support that theory. Um, the only thing I have is me sending him what I think $85 total in cash. That's all I have. I don't really care about the 85 bucks. He can shove it up his ass.
Right,
But
right, right.
I want the girls who have spent hundreds and thousands of dollars to be paid back. And I want him to suffer for everything that he has done. He needs to be punished. But I mean, if we get an address, he wholeheartedly will have no choice and he will go to jail, and not even just for the women involved. So
So
the
you,
attorney
so I
the
would
attorney
say
general
then,
in Texas is waiting. That's all I gotta say.
so basically, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's safe to say that your main goal out of all this would technically be, you know, screw what you think and your feelings. You as an individual can deal with it. You just want to see justice for these other men and women that
I
were.
want to, yes, I wholeheartedly. I'm fine. I have been through so much that I've learned to cope with my shit, and I just don't care anymore. I fuck me. I'm good. I was not affected by it in any way because I literally, once I realized that he was full of shit, I stopped talking to him. So I didn't get my feelings in as much as other women did. And the only reason why I sent him the money for food is because I just felt bad. And that's just the kind of person I am. I mean, there was a couple weeks ago, somebody at my job, her card got declined and I paid for her snacks. That's who I am. That's what I do. I would give you the shirt off my fucking back if you needed it. So,
Yep, same here.
um, I don't care if we're not friends anymore. If I had somebody that minus him and her, besides them, but if I've got an old friend that just hates me because I pissed them off back in the day and they reached out and said that they needed help, I'm gonna help them. That's the kind of person that I am. Like if I wronged you in the past and you still need help, I'll help you. But if you've wronged me, go fuck yourself. Um, but anyway, so no, my main goal is to get justice for his two children that he has refused to pay for, and the women and the men who have been used and manipulated by him. That is my goal.
And it's kind of it's kind of ridiculous to even think of, like, not only is he abusing these men and women and manipulating them, using them for, sex, money. Um, eh, he's also been caught with drugs too, has he not?
Oh yeah, he is. I forgot about that. He has a drug problem, ladies and gentlemen. He has a
Something
major
about,
drug
like,
problem.
there were people trying to break into one of the houses because he owed them money.
Yes.
No, Jeffrey,
No, we are
Jeffrey,
not.
Jeffrey, you should know better. Keeps me with politics on this show.
We're not
I
talking
don't
about
give a
politics.
fuck about Hunter Biden. I don't give two flying fucks of politics in general. I may have a slight opinion, but this is unboxed thoughts. The way politics to be. I bring up politically Hunter Biden in a conversation that I'd be having with anybody.
Cuppy
Having said
Doodle,
that,
hang on, Cuppy Doodle, you do know the situation, but we are not naming his name. I've already told you part of the story about this.
you know,
But it
um,
it, it is a specific person on TikTok that we discussed, but we're not going to name his name. We're not going to give him the power.
yeah. And if anybody notices that I'm feeling, really anxious and fucking spicy today, is because, for those of you who don't know, now you're gonna know. I go through the motions with these particular individuals for literally a total of 2 weeks. It started with one thing and it's been a complete clusterfuck of a fucking roller coaster ride, is what it really has been. And the fact that I was even reached out to try and help get to the fucking core of this problem, um, that means a lot to me. It's very humbling to me, and it makes me feel like I'm needed. And I say all the time, no matter what the situation is at hand, you know what I mean? If I'm having a problem with you, but I love and care for you so much that you come to me with another problem, fuck me and your problems. Let, let's get to the core of this. Why? Because I'm willing to forget about it. I'm willing to forget about it for an X amount of time or just altogether, depending on the situation. We always talk about that. Everything depends on the fucking situation. Let that sink into some people's heads. Um, it's um, it's very appreciative
That's the
that
point, Justin. We want him to know it's about him. We want her to know it's about him. We want her to know that she is living with the manipulation and the narcissism and that he is lying to her. There's so much more into this story that we're going to get into that, that you're just, I mean, either hang out and listen or don't. But I mean, we're not going to name his name because we're not going to give him that power. And two, if we say the names of the people involved, that's how you get in trouble. So you can't prove it's you if you don't say your name. Point blank. Period. But we're here to share the story. We're here to warn other women so they don't fall victim to his prey. He already has so many supporters that believe his lies and his manipulation, and they're all attacking my best friend. And that's why I told Snix, I was like, hey, let's do a podcast because I know she's gonna watch. I know she's going to because she's hurt.
we knew that people would be watching, Justin. That was the whole point. But the fact of the matter is without any identification, it could be about anybody. No, it don't matter. Um, so having said
Yeah, I
that,
mean, if you want to message Snix later and find out what his name is on TikTok, you can, but we're not going to mention it here. We're not mentioning any of the women that are involved, except for myself, but nobody knows my government name, so it's fine. But everybody, when
exactly.
you see Scully, everybody knows who Scully is. So,
So having said all that, okay, um, before we even hit the break, we had asked the chat a particular question, and that question is, how do you feel about this? And we wanted your real answers, without no sugarcoating on it. All right. And Alyssa May said, this situation is sad for anybody to go through this. Point blank. I've gone through this multiple times, man or woman, having to go through, I feel for. This is a form of abuse mentally and financially. Yeah, fucking absolutely. She also continued on to say, this man is not God's gift to women. He's a boy, not a man. A real man would not do this. Once again, point blank.
he's a fuck boy,
And
wholeheartedly.
also, she had mentioned that a real man would be a father and not a pod. Sorry, not sorry. Uh, Cassie also follows her and says, it's a bunch of bullshit how people can do this shit to people and think it's okay to lie straight to multiple people's face. It's crazy when people are faced with so much evidence against a person and still goes to them. How can you do that to multiple people and still look at yourself in the mirror? Well, that's an easy one to answer, believe it or not. It's just because he has just been doing it for so long to multiple people that it's a regular thing to him. All right, this is how this in particular person's mind works. Okay, he gets ahead by using the weak. That's what it is. And by using the weak, he thinks he's getting stronger. But little do you know, my friend, that you can prey on the fucking weak all you want. But in your type of situation, you can think you went from low to high. But at some point, you're going to fucking run out of options and your whole world's going to come fucking crashing down on you. Flat out. We got a bunch of different replies going on here. Says in fact. But when you have evidence, you need to listen. Right. You know, I think that it's, very important that shit like this be brought to light a lot more. Guys, especially when it comes to social media. You know what I mean? Like, there's predators all over the internet. And the last week, I've come in contact with so many people who are within my circle. And they're all dealing with the same type of individual that's doing this to them. So, having said that, we're going to take one more break, and then we'll be right back. Hey, welcome back, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed your break. Hope you all got your freaking snacks, your drinks, and your quick fucks in. Appreciate everybody still being here. Guys, we got a nice audience in here today. We've had a nice audience in here for a good majority of the show. And I just want to say that I really appreciate everybody being here today. I also want to let everybody know that, guys, this is Unboxed Thoughts, okay? And we cover all bases on this show. All right. Whether if you're dealing with drug addiction or trying to recover from it, whether if you're dealing with a certain type of mental health illness and trying to deal with it, or if you don't, uh, or if you're not dealing with mental health illness, but you know somebody who is, all right. We really like to, dig deep into really any scenario. All right. And I'm a I like to hear everybody's story. Okay. Um, there is not one story that I don't want to hear. Every story to me has its own little interest in it. And I think it's very important that we bring stuff like this to light. Because, guys, whether if you're dealing with this type of shit on social media, okay, or if you're going through these types of motions and, sorry, not sorry, you guys, nice. Um, or if you're going through this by somebody who's like right in directly in your backyard. All right, because this shit happens whether if it's on social media or you know in your real everyday life. All right, and I think it's important that men and women all go through this, and I think it's very important. Like, one thing with me, okay, is you could be a bank robber, you could be a fucking killer. Okay, this is my thought. What if you're a bank robber or a fucking murderer? Yeah, okay, depending on the situation, you shouldn't have done it, no matter what. But at least their reasons are more legit than a fucking predator. And and whether if you're like I said before, a certain type of sex offender, a fucking a child abuser, what I mean? People like this go in that same fucking boat to me. All right, you're fucking scum. You're a piece of shit. And you shouldn't even be breathing the same fucking fresh air as I am. All right, because when I think of it, my mentality is this is my fucking air. Why am I going to share it with a piece of shit like you? That's where my mind goes on these topics. All right, because it's not right. It's not right that people are out here thinking they're doing genuine things by helping a particular person because we all need help. And guys, how many times on this show do we mention or talk about in various different areas people ruining shit for other fucking people? And this is a prime example. You've got people out there who are working hard at doing their craft every day. You have people working hard to be the best versions of themselves that they can possibly be. They've got hearts of gold. And you're over here literally fucking playing victim as if like your life's so bad and whatnot. And then you have these people genuinely helping you. And it's not even just money related. And money plays a factor. You got people out here wanting to fucking shop for the people like this on Instacart that way to make sure they've got fucking groceries, fucking shopping on Amazon to get whatever type of freaking knickknacks and paddywhacks and your dog's bones that you may fucking need. You know what I mean? You got people like this who take it of the fucking situation, and it takes away from the people who are really hurting and really need the help. Okay, you have men and women who are so self-conscious about themselves. So self-conscious. You know, I can't tell you how many fucking beautiful men and women I have come in contact with. And then they fucking say, you know, how much they think they're ugly, whether if they think they're fat, whether if they think they're too fucking skinny, you know, whatever. And they're the most beautifulest people I've ever fucking seen. And then you have shitbags like this who fucking come along, who is basically proving their insecurities, trying to make those insecurities seem right to them. You know, and then this leads into a fucking more in depth topic. All right, what happens to these women who go through this shit, and then you read about them in the fucking paper because they've got so much shit before that they're trying to better themselves and go on a better life. You get an ass bag like this who fucking comes into your life, builds you up, fucking kicks you right back down, and then all of a sudden you're in your fucking room or the bathroom or some shit like that, hanging from a fucking rope or with your wrist cut wide open. Shitheads like that who fucking contributed to offing yourself. Or maybe they're so nuts that they're the ones who fucking kill you. When are these things going to end? How can we stop it? What would you guys do to stop it? Because, guys, this is some serious shit. And the last thing I ever want to hear is either getting a fucking phone call. And, guys, we've had episodes like this before. We have a lot on this show. We have things going on in my life and other people's lives that I've had come on the show. What is that phone call? They're a bitch. Those phone calls are a bitch. You know, nothing's worse than having a friend or loved one who you know has had a terrible, right? You got this shithead who just comes in out of nowhere stating that he's Mr. fucking fix it and can make you feel better about yourself. And he does just that for a little bit of time. Then all of a sudden, he fucking drags you. You know, he takes you for every fucking penny that you have. He takes you for everything that you have upstairs mentally. And then all of a sudden, you just can't fucking take it anymore. You thought this was it. You thought this was the one. You've had so much trauma going on in your life where it's to you deserve to be happy. And you think you're going to be happy. And then Mr. Right ain't Mr. Right all along. That's sad. And it shouldn't happen. And you know what else I take personally about people like this? I explain to you guys all the time on I'm not perfect. I tell you guys all the time, if I am wrong, I'm gonna fucking tell you. Because I have admitted so much wrong in my life. If you go back and watch my show from fucking day one, as bad as it is to admit your faults and own up to anything you do, there is a flip side to that coin, my friends. And man, can it give you a peace feeling. Because the weight and the burden of something you did is now out there in the open. You apologize for it. You're owning up to it. You're going to suffer for it because you need to feel those feelings. in order to move on. Never, guys. I could never. I could never go without apologizing. We all know it sucks, especially when you know you fuck, right? How many times have anybody here in the chat gotten into a certain situation where it's just like, I know I did wrong, but I can't apologize because if they find out, they're gonna be fucking pissed at me. Well, if you lie and you don't apologize, whatever the case is, imagine having somebody believe something you said for fucking years. You don't admit something. Man, nothing is worse than finding out some shit from a fucking mutual person that you knew. I hope you enjoyed your fucking your few months or your fucking whatever X amount of years you went through with living with that lie. Because guess what, bitch? The fucking cat's out of the bag now. Cat's out of the fucking bag. And you know what else is fucking crazy? It's not only that. What's also crazy is the fact that not only did you manipulate and use these men and women, but you know what? You fucking dipped on your kids. I take that shit so personally. Because for anybody who doesn't know the situation with me and my kids live in Florida. Now, I've talked before, the situation is a lot better now. But still, my kids are still 1,300 miles away from me. 1,300 miles away. And the fact is, not only are you doing this sick shit to the men and women you come in contact with, but your children live right in your fucking back door. And you don't even fucking reach out to them? You should be fucking crucified. Fucking crucified. That's sick. Knowing you're out there manipulating somebody else right now as we speak. And you have kids at home wondering, where's daddy? Am I going to see daddy today? Does daddy want anything to do with me? I know, fuck. Because when I was sitting in a rehab facility and behind bars, my kids were thinking the exact same thing. Still to this day. Okay? I've been clean and sober for fucking 7 years. Going on 7 years. And because certain situations arise at a particular point in time, my kids still ask me that. Hey, daddy, do you remember when? And you know what? I answer them. Because they deserve it. I don't care how many times I gotta fucking tell them. Why do I tell? Because I need to reassure my children all the time that daddy is never gonna go back to the way things were before, that this is a brand new me, brand new us, a brand new life for us. But I would never ever shun my kids away from that situation or answering those questions. Because they deserve to hear it no matter how many fucking times I got to tell them. Because they were young and they were scared. And now they're at the ages where they still remember and they want to know. They have every right to know. And another thing, you had somebody offer you a home to stay. And you abuse that fucking privilege. And staying in that home by saying lies about the person that you're living with. You're spreading lies about your addiction to this person who was kind enough to give you a home, a roof over your head, and food in your stomach. Because of the people that you owed money to are now fed up and want the fucking you to pony up the dough. And they're over here freaking trying to break into your house of residency. But guess what, you fucking cow? Now you're not there. You had to flee the fucking state itself. To think that none of that backlash is gonna fucking come back on you. I got fucking news for you, my friend. I don't mention God a lot. But whatever the case is, he's fucking watching you. And trust me when I tell you, he's gonna fucking rain down on you like the fucking Holy Ghost. Trust and believe that. Trust and fucking believe that. I've been there. And let me tell you something, it sucks. And I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. Scully, are you still here? All right, I think she's still dealing with something. But yeah, let this be a lesson to everybody here today. Don't ever forget where you guys come from. Because just know, if you're a piece of shit like that, number one, I don't want to be associated with you. Get the fuck out. Number two, people like you can say what you want when I say this, but this is fucking real. You belong on the fucking island with a bunch of fucking predators, other predators, for you to feel the pain in your fucking asshole. True story. True story. I have zero respect for people like that. And I've spent all week listening to everybody and their different emotions that they're going through, their feelings, what they think about the whole situation. And I have literally said as close to nothing as I possibly could about the whole situation until now. I wouldn't ever want to hear of anybody in this chat going through the same thing. Because if you haven't noticed yet, I will fucking bury you. It doesn't matter on which platform. I will fucking embarrass you. I'll have you tucking your tails between your fucking legs. And I'll have you running scared. Trust and believe it. Because I've done it already. Scully, I want to thank you so much for your time here today.
Well,
I
thank
want
you
to
for
let you
having
know
me.
that you are such a strong individual for even coming in on here today and being the badass bitch that you are.
Thank
I
you.
think it shows how strong you are, how strong you're being for these other women, an amazing advocate and voice for them, because this is what I'm all about.
I hope that she watches this and she understands that we are coming from a place of love, and that while we have outcasted her for the moment, we want her to know that she is being manipulated. Yes, he is doing everything the opposite of what we have said that he has done. He is cleaning, he is cooking, he's nice to her dogs, he's taking care of her. He's doing that as a form of manipulation because he knows the things that we have said about him. It is all a part of his ploy to get her to think that he's just this amazing man and so loving and caring, when in reality, sweetheart, you're not special. I'm sorry to say it, but you're not. He is using you because you live 2.5 to 3 hours away from Vegas, and that's closer to Vegas than he ever lived. And Vegas is his dream destination to start his career in. That is all she is a pawn in his little scheme to make it big in Vegas. And once he gets that big foot in Vegas, she's going to end up homeless and alone, and we are trying to keep her from killing herself because that is what's going to happen. She is so mentally fucked that she is not going to be able to handle the shit that he is fixing to put her through. He is going to make her homeless. He is going to take all of her money. He is going to ruin her fucking life worse than she claims that we have. We haven't done a single fucking thing. We have not done a single fucking thing to her, but tried to be there with love and support. And what did she choose to do? She chose to lie to us. She chose to or not fly, but speed her ass to Vegas to pick him up because he was so broken and he loves her so much and he was stranded. He wasn't stranded, sweetheart. He had a plane ticket. His sister was picking him up from the airport. He called his sister and said, "Hey, I don't need you to pick me up anymore. I got things situated. I'm not coming home." This was his plan. Like we told you. I know you're listening, or you're going to be. And if you're going to be fucking listening to this, he's using you. This was his fucking plan from the get-go. You knew this when you were on video with him and saw him packing all of his fucking belongings, and you told him, "You're not living with me. You're just visiting for a few days." He packed all of his shit because he literally told his ex-wife and his sister he was not going back to Texas. That was his plan. He didn't tell you he was going to be going on a tour with a friend of ours to be her personal DJ. He didn't tell you anything. He didn't tell you that he slept with my friend. He told you he didn't. He told you
And
he
I
slept on
just
her
want to
couch.
say too,
There's
real
so many fucking lies. It's all there. It's all fucking there. I'm sorry. I'm just so fucking heated. It's all fucking there. It's all there. If my
and
friend was lying,
I just want to say this particular individual, all right. If you guys need a DJ or whatever, we say that he's a fucking professional knob turner. He's not no
he's a
DJ.
button pusher.
I know DJs that would take so offense to him saying, "Ah, my name is ticka 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 ticka. I'm a DJ." You're a fucking nozzle turner, my guy. And you know what? Keep turning those fucking nozzles because you suck. And you rip other people up. You use other DJs to fucking rob their shit. All right, you blow ass. If you keep going to bed at night thinking you're a fucking man, that you're a fucking DJ, you know what, bro? You need to take a look in the fucking mirror again. because you just suck at life. You suck at life. And the fact that that somebody like that can do everything that we're talking about here today to not one, but multiple individuals, men and women, you're a fucking cockroach to me. And once again, I just want to thank you again, Scully, for being here today.
You're
And
welcome. Thank you for having me. I wish we could have said more because there's so much to unbox in this. Like, there's so much more that we can talk about, but I know you're limited on your time. But, like, I want her to know that he is doing everything he is doing as part of his manipulation. But the fact that she literally had all the evidence in front of her, what kind of a woman can be with a douchebag like that who doesn't even take care of his fucking kids? I'm sorry, but as a parent myself, fuck no. Fuck you, my guy. As soon as I found out that he doesn't even have shit to do with his fucking daughter, whose school was a mile away from him, I was done. I was like, I'm fucking done. I was already done before that,
and
and well, actually, no, I was kind of done before that, but I was even more done when I talked to his baby mama. And then when my best friend came forward and told all of her shit, I was completely fucking done. I knew right then and there he was done. And we cannot let him continue to manipulate and use women. And all of you fucking people out there listening who are still supporting him, you're fucking trash. And you deserve the same fucking shit that's coming to him. You're fucking trash because you have a woman who is so fucking beaten and broken down from this. You are so, you are fucking trash. Trashing her, talking shit about her, making up lies about her. Y'all want to preach positivity and mental fucking health, but you're tearing down the one fucking woman who has always been there for each and every fucking one of you. Now Scully's pissed. Now Scully's fucking pissed. I was nice earlier, but now that I know I can fucking unleash, I'm gonna fucking unleash hell. To every motherfucker out there in his fucking lives and in her lives commenting, talking shit about my fucking best friend, come to me, motherfucker. Come to me. I dare you to fucking step to me because I'll beat the fucking brakes off your goddamn ass. I am so sick and tired
Scully,
of my friend's mental health declining because she spoke her fucking truth. Don't preach fucking positivity and mental health when you're tearing down a fucking person. You're going against every fucking thing that you preach. If something bad happens to her, I will make sure that every single fucking person bullying her online is fucking dealt with. Each one of you will be buried under the fucking jail.
I don't know if you heard my little rant. I know you were dealing with your children and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
my crotch
Uh,
goblins are being assholes.
yeah, it's fine. But I went on a little rant about how for the last week I've heard everybody's feelings. I've heard everybody's emotions, what they think about this particular type of situation, and I have not really spoke much about my feelings or emotions on it individually, and it affects me. It affects me in the way of exactly like you were saying, Scully. This is what I do to talk to people and discuss their mental health. I like to help them. I want people to do better if they're struggling with addiction. I want to show them the right path. And like I was talking about before, whereas to you have shitbags like that who do these things and ruin it for other people. And that makes people like me look like shit and or could be automatically judged as to why, because it's nothing per se that I did, but it's because of shitbags like that who these people invested in. They confided in to talk about their feelings and stuff like that, and then you have them building you up just to literally slam your ass right the fuck back down where you're not lower. And nothing seeing somebody go through that, and then you get a phone call that this person didn't make it. They committed suicide, that was doing this to them, could have killed them. From a father's standpoint, my children are 1,300 miles away. Like I said, the situation is a lot better. It is. But to have your kids right in your own backyard and not fucking reach out to them, that's sickening to me. That's a slap in the face. Because you have people like me who just want to be a dad. You just want to be with your kids. You want to spend time with them. You want to spoil them. You want to be involved with them. And the fact that he just abused that fucking privilege, it's sick. It's absolutely sick. We got Riot in the chat, and he says, as a father, I can't go a day without seeing or talking to my kids. Dude, fucking imagine. I personally couldn't. If I do not talk to my kids on the phone, I at least need to shoot a couple of text messages back with them.
As a mother, it's hard for me to not see my daughter every day.
Send them back to each other. I need something. That is all the time we have for today, guys. I deeply appreciate everybody for even being here again today. As I say every week, you guys are absolutely amazing, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. This show is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna fucking get when you come on. Because if it's interesting enough to me, or it's everybody's attention, we're gonna have a discussion about it. And reach out, guys. Okay? This is what today's message is. Reach out. Don't be afraid to talk about your problems to anybody. Make anybody your friend. I love you guys. And I will always be here for you guys anytime you guys fucking need me. And I don't want to hear none of that shit that, oh, Nick, you deal with so much, or you might be going through. You're going to distract me with your stuff. Trust me. What I go through is irrelevant. You're going to help distract me. Perfect example of one hand washing the other. I love you guys so much. Remember to reach out. Talk to people about your problems. Until next week, guys. Thank you for joining me today. Much love.